Good afternoon, and welcome to a Blind Prime special episode. I've got nothing to review today, so we're just going to talk about news and also a little blind person tip and trick for anybody who's just recently gone blind or who has gone blind. Stay to the end of this video, and I've got I'm going to give you some instructions on how to do something that everybody makes fun of and everybody asks, but nobody ever talks about. Like, nobody ever actually explains how a blind person's supposed to do this. And I'm going to tell you because I think it's annoying that, it's been joked about a lot, and a lot of people are scared to say anything about it because, well, you know, we will just talk about it after the news segment. So just keep that in mind. You keep that button on my play and let's go. So, news wise, haslab has continued to announce. They've been doing these little secret announcements from somebody hidden amongst the Cobra personnel during the building of the His tank. And they keep sending messages back to General Hawk. Apparently, there's images of General Hawk in the background on some TVs or something. And so the understanding here is that HasLab is going to be doing a GI Joe something for the GI Joe classified line. My bet is a tank because tank versus tank kind of thing. A lot of people are saying it's going to be the helicopter, and helicopters are neat and all, but I've never liked helicopter toys, so I'm really hoping it's something else. I mean, helicopters are cool, but tanks are so much cooler. Give us a tank. I'm going for the tank. And if, but also a other thing, and this is from Valaverse Toys. The way you spell Valaverse is Valavers. Okay, I keep hearing it Balaverse, like Bala. So I have had trouble for the last few years finding anything on Balaverse because all I kept hearing was Balaverse, and my audio description kept saying Balaverse because audio description has a really hard time with B's and V's. It just seems it can't get them completely right, like the sounds of them. B, V, it's so similar that the accessibility software sometimes screws them up. So you can type VUSY and get busy, but it will sound busy, and the audio description will make you confused, and you're like, all right, which one is it again? So sometimes, I got to set up some. I have on there the ability for it to give you the alphabet. What is that? Phononic alphabet. Yeah, so it will do like V, very, B, berry, and then I'm also confused. I'm like, oh, why did you have to use very and berry? That doesn't make it easier for me. Uh, like V for Verizon and B for Barnacle. That see that's better. That's better. Verizon, Barnacle. You can't get those two confused. One is a very strong V, and the other one has a very strong B. Uh, so it's Valaverse with a V, and those toys are $31 a piece on Amazon. I've only been able to find a few of them, but I'm bringing it up because he's mentioned he's going to be doing a vehicle, and I think that's awesome. If you've been watching my channel, you know how much I love me a 1/12 scale vehicle. I just like them. I think they're kind of cool. And I do want them to have more though, because it's a large area. You can do a lot with those. If you watched my most recent video on a 1/12 scale vehicle, the Willys 1/12 scale model metal Jeep, which is honestly it's a model. It's not even supposed to be something for action figures, and I had to mod it a bit by cutting out a piece of metal. Watch my video on that. I explain to you how I did it and give you some step-by-step instructions so that you can accomplish it yourself. Because the GI Joes, if you have GI Joe classified, then or Valaverse, then you will want a World War II era Jeep. You'll want a Jeep like that because, yeah, well, that's just something that the military uses. It's quintessential military for modern military. You got to have a Jeep. And Valaverse is coming out with something. They're calling it the Vanguard. I don't know what it is, though. I've been trying to find anybody talking about it, but nobody's really talking about this Vanguard, except that it's a Valaverse vehicle. Um, If you know any more about it, let me know in the comments, because I would love to know what type of vehicle this Vanguard is. I'm having trouble finding any information on it at all. But I will keep you informed, and eventually I may actually have the Vanguard on this channel. I do want to pick up a Valiverse toy, but the budget's not looking great. I'm My food stamps just got diminished. So thank you, DeSantos. Thank you so much. You just make life for the blind so much easier. Yes, yes, so much easier. Look at how big I'm smiling to prove exactly how happy I am about the fact that my food stamps have been lessened. And you consider anybody who's physically disabled to be a hindrance on society and stuff. Oh, let's not talk about politics anymore, okay? Let's move on. So, I also have other news on the interesting thing with Studio Series 86. Now, Studio Series 86 has gone to 22, all right? Now, number 19 is Snarl, but number 22 is Brawn. Where's 20 and 21? Where is 20 and 21? I have been trying to find any information on 20 and 21, and I'm not finding any information on 20 and 21. Now, I am hearing some rumors, and I don't know exactly how true these rumors are, but oh my, if they are in fact true, that's going to be awesome. I've heard rumors that they're going to do a Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, like maybe even a Commander scale Optimus Prime in the G1 style. That would be awesome. I also heard rumors that they're doing a Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. Now, the Ultra Magnus rumors are older than the Optimus Prime rumors, but the question of the Ultra Magnus was, if they're doing an Ultra Magnus, where's the Prime? Like, what are they basing this Ultra Magnus design off? And I was thinking they were going to base it off of the Armada Prime, just do a heavy retool of Armada Prime and turn it into Ultra Magnus. But if they're going to actually create a brand new Optimus Prime for the Studio Series 86 line, then that's where the Ultra Magnus would be based. And I am going to make a prediction that number 20 and number 21 are Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus. I mean, I could be completely wrong on this. But if it's true, then here's my hope for it, that the Optimus Prime is a leader scale, and the Ultra Magnus is a commander scale, because the Ultra Magnus's trailer needs that commander attention. The leader class Ultra Magnus was okay, but the trailer wasn't right. No, the trailer wasn't right at all. And I will die on that hill. I do not like Siege Ultra Magnus. I think it's a cool vehicle, but it's not Ultra Magnus. And, well, I'm nitpicky about my Ultra Magnus vehicle mode. If you know anything about my channel, you know how much I love my vehicle modes. I just absolutely love them. Hi, Cream. What's up? Who's a cream cat? Who's a cream cat? You're a cream cat. Yes, you are. Yeah, lick my nose. Yes. Who's a good cream? So, that's the Ultra Magnus rumor and the Optimus Prime rumor, because like I said, there's numbers missing. There's 20 and 21 that we don't have. And I've gotten every one of the 86 line except for the Sweep and Rumble. And Rumble is supposed to be arriving today. So, boom. I've managed to get all of the little guys, the core class that they've released so far, unless they've released one I don't know about. But I know they're going to eventually release Frenzy. You got to release Frenzy if you release Rumble. But that's the Transformers news on the Studio Series 86 line, at least the rumor side that I've been able to discover and find. And this is going to be a big summer for Transformers. If you're like me, then you've got 6 pre-orders sitting and waiting, and at least 6. I've got the Armada Optimus, the Armada Megatron. I've got Beachcomber because boop boop ba doop boop. Look at this beautiful little golden lagoon. Yeah, I love that. Little story about that episode. I was showing Transformers to a bunch of my friends one night at a party, and I was like, guys, you got to check out Transformers. And I pulled up the Golden Lagoon episode because I was like, if I'm going to show them an episode of Transformers, it's going to be Golden Lagoon. I got this friend with us, bigger guy, just a big jolly fella. We'll call him Jaden for this. All right, so Jaden's just big. Big black guy. He just starts going off in the background during the episode. Ba boo ba doo boo. And we just started cracking up laughing. We had a lot to drink that night. It was a fun party, but I will never forget him coming in the silence of everybody going, "What did we just see a robot doing?" And him just like, "Ba ba ba da boo. This is a beautiful day." It was wonderful. So that's coming out. I've been looking forward to Beachcomber for a while, and I hear they're bringing out the rubber wheels, which I've been. Uh, alternators was the last time we got rubber wheels. I don't know about Masterpiece, but I do know that alternators the last time we got rubber wheels. So I'm looking forward to getting rubber wheels again, and I hope that this is something, this is sparking a truth for the rest of the Transformers line. Will we be getting more rubber wheels? I mean, Lego makes enough of them. Come on, Hasbro. You could buy some wheels from Lego. They're the leading manufacturer in wheels in the world, if you didn't know that. Fun fact. Lego makes more wheels than everybody else. Rubber wheels specifically. So, Hasbro, get with Lego. Come on. You can buy your wheels third party and plug them into your action figures. It's okay. We'll forgive you. Those Lego wheels are pretty good. Like they're just as good quality as your chug scale Transformers Hasbro. So work with Lego, get a partnership going. We want some rubber wheels. Darn it. Yeah, and further news. Heard nothing on the haslab for Transformers. No rumors. Nothing. 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 The only rumors we have is from that secret agent for the Hiss tank, and everybody knows that secret agent's Chuckles. Some people are trying to say it's Quick Kick, and I'm like, no, no, no. Sorry, that's Chuckles. Chuckles is the one that does it. Like Zartan is the one that gets into the GI Joe base and gives up GI Joe information. If the GI Joe tank had been the first GI Joe classified, then we would be seeing things from Zartan's perspective as he's infiltrated the GI Joe base. So, what do they call it? The dugout or something? Anyway, that's the case there. So it's Chuckles. It won't be Quick Kick, but Chuckles is a really fun character, and I enjoyed having Chuckles around. I want to get Chuckles, and I hope they give us a Chuckles that has a fist, like a closed fist, because I want to get a General Hawk as well, and just pose them on a shelf with Chuckles punching Hawk right in the face. Because y'all don't know anything about Chuckles and Hawk. Every time Chuckles gets back to base and he leans back, cracks a beer, and starts having fun with everybody, Hawk comes into the room and goes, "Got another mission for you, Chuckles. This one's going to take 6 months this time, not just one. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with your friends because you're not going to see them for a while." And I've always wanted Chuckles just to stand up and punch him right in the face. Like, dude, give me a freaking week. All right. So that's what's going on there. Chuckles and General Hawk are two of the G.I. Joe classified figures I want the most. Next to Duke, which I've never been able to find a Duke, and it's really annoying. I look at the Dukes online now and I go, I'm not going to be able to afford that. And now I have this Jeep, and I'm like, crap, I need a guy who's dressed all in tan, who's got some binoculars so he can sit on the back of the passenger seat and put the binoculars up to his eyes. But I got nobody like that. Darn it. I'm gonna have to get me a Duke now so I can have the officer sitting on the back of the passenger seat with binoculars against his face. That traditional scene you see. Okay, so that's all the news that I've been able to scrounge up. I've looking more and more for stuff. I found there is a creator out there called High School Creations, and High School Creations does 1/12 scale diorama stuff, and I'm going to try and get in touch with the High School Creations guy and see if there's anything we can start doing between me and him in this channel, because I would like to I'd love to start talking about some diorama stuff, but I've just been having trouble finding good diorama stuff, and this guy may have the answers, so I'm going to check that out. Also, upcoming this in October, there is the Transformers convention down in Orlando. I am currently working with a man by the name of Colin from the Transformers convention, who to get myself to go to that conference and speak on stage, talk about Transformers and blindness and the similar, and how I enjoy Transformers being a blind person and how I believe Transformers can help the world. And also, I'm going to talk about how I believe Transformers is a STEAM toy. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics, because STEM sucks. STEAM is where it's at. Yeah, I'd like to see a STEM power a locomotive. Let's see, what's powered locomotives? Oh, steam has. Yeah, because steam makes the world go round. Just ask any power plant employee how much they love steam. So, that was those things. Now, I promised you something at the beginning of this video, and now it's the end of this video, and I'm going to give it to you right now. Now the question that I get asked a lot as a blind person, and I do get asked this question a lot, is if you're blind, how do you wipe? And it's always confused me because I get the needing to see what happens after you wipe, for medical reasons. You look at the consistency, you look at the color, and you smell it, and you decide, am I sick or not? And then you throw the toilet paper in the toilet. Yeah, yeah, that's just how it goes, right? Well, for being visually impaired, being blind, and the rules are a bit different now. You can't look at it anymore, but neither should you stand and wipe. Do not stand and wipe if you're visually impaired. You will be wiping for a while, and you won't be sure about what's going on there. So I'm going to describe to you how you're supposed to wipe as a blind person, and I'm going to describe it to you in ways that I'm doing my best not to say anything that YouTube may consider to be a little, let's just say, I'm going to be flavorful with how I describe this, and hopefully you can understand what I'm talking about. So, before you put your great moon upon the seat, before you put your great moon upon the throne, you must first grab each cheek. You must split the Red Sea, part the cheeks, split the Red Sea, and then sit upon the throne, perfectly split. There you go. That is step one. You want to make sure that neither cheek is touching, so that you will have a clear route from, well, you'll have a clearer route to the watery depths below. There we go. Yeah, that's the way to say it. Now, once you have sat upon the throne and you have watched a YouTube video or done something, let's just say you are done with your business. You want to, and this is important, if you are a person who has dangly bits, you may want to grab your dangly bits and move them either to the left or to the right. Whichever way, it doesn't matter. Then you want to take your other hand, which you have wrapped in toilet paper. I'd suggest doing like 3 wraps around the hand, then you pull it off your hand, and you've got a nice toilet paper. All right? And you want to take that, and you want to go around, under the dangly bits that you've moved off to the side, and you want to go around to, the the dark hole. Yeah, we'll just call it the dark hole. You want to go around to your dark hole, and you want to just wipe it up. Just wipe it up, and once you've wiped it up, you just drop it directly into the watery depths below, and you will then get another piece of toilet paper, and you will wipe again. And this time you will feel, is there any more wetness? No. Okay, good. Is there anything else clumpy? Do you have any dingleberries? Check for those with the paper. Remember, your hand's wrapped in the paper, so you're okay. And you check, and you make sure you have no dingleberries. Once you've checked for dingleberries, once you've checked for excess wetness, once you've patted yourself dry, you just drop that piece of toilet paper into the watery depths below. Then stand up and put your pants on. Or, drop your dress. However you do it, I don't judge. But that's how you do it. That is how you wipe as a blind person. It is that simple. It's just a matter of making sure that you have as least mess as possible, and that's where a lot of people mess up. They forget the important step before sitting, which is you've got to part those moon cheeks. You've got to part those moon cheeks, because you can't let them rub against each other. And then you just. I won't get into describers on that. I'll just let you imagine it for yourself. If you got a good enough imagination, you can probably figure out the rest of that sentence. But it's important that you do that, and that is how you wipe as a blind person. I know many people asked me that question, and I made smart ass responses like, "Oh, how do you wipe if you're blind?" I don't know, man. Call your mother. She always helps me. Things like that. I was asked by a comedian once. I walked out of the bathroom at a comedy show that I was headlining, and this comedian who's on stage at the moment looks over at me and is like, "I got a question for you. You're blind, right?" Oh Lord, have mercy! I just walked out of the bathroom. What's this guy going to do? And he's like, "How do you wipe?" And I went, "I got a question for you." And he goes, "Oh," and I went, "Yeah. How are you so fast?" Hey, what do you mean? I mean, you were just in there licking it clean. I don't know how you got to the stage so quickly, unless you got a twin in there. you know, you got to be fun with it. You got to laugh. It's important to laugh, but there's, it's also important to understand that some things can be gross, but people need to learn even the grossest things in order to stay healthy and clean and not smelly. It's so I'm glad I could tell you about this. Please don't give me too much flack for telling you something as gross as that. But that is a human body thing. It's just something that we all participate in. Everybody poops. Well, Kim Jong Un would like you to think he don't poop, but that's just because he keeps it all inside. Why do you think he's so fat? Thanks for watching. Until next Pride, bye bye for now.